Many thanks for joining us on the Value Chain TV News Update. I am S.A. Ufoma with the news. And on the news update, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has announced that fuel stations are now required to operate longer hours to improve the supply and distribution of petrol as a result of the ongoing shortage. Kabiru Lawal completes the report.
The Federal Capital Territory FCT and surrounding states has been hit by the worst supply crisis in recent times, leading to long queues stretching kilometers and causing heavy gridlock in the seat of power. Valuchain TV had earlier reported that many filling stations were short, while the few that had petrol sold at a very high cost, and there was also a boom in the black market. The Executive Vice President of NNPC's downstream sector, Dakbo Shegun, during a joint inspection with officials from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority in Abuja, revealed that logistical issues were primarily responsible for the recent scarcity, but these have since been addressed. NNPC has, however, elongated the turnaround period for Premium Motor Spirit PMS trucking to further mitigate the distribution challenges. The company reassured the public that there is sufficient fuel in stock with over 1.5 billion liters available and urged against panic buying. For Valuchain TV, Kabir Lawal reporting.
The federal government has announced a duty-free import window of 150 days for food commodities as part of measures to tackle the effect of rising inflation on food security in the country. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari, who disclosed this at a press conference in Abuja, noted that the window covers maize, husked brown rice, wheat, and cowpeas. Kyari also acknowledged government's decision to collaborate with states to expand land cultivation across the country. The Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Petroleum Resources Upstream, Honorable Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa, has urged stakeholders in the oil and gas sector to encourage divestment in the sector. Doguwa made the call in an exclusive interview with Valuchain TV, pointing out that divestment is not against the interest of the country, but will rather create an opportunity for local oil companies.
The very hot issue now in the cycle is the issue of divestment. The IOC is divesting. And with these kinds of engagements, we are made to understand that they are not just divesting against the interests of the country. Their divestment is rather even of interest to the country because they are creating a kind of window for the local companies, the LOCs, to take over some of these assets in the shallow areas and the swampy areas where you have what you call like the onshore asset and upstream resources that are in the onshore area. And some people mistake the divestment process as if the IOCs are exiting the economy completely, which is not the case. They are only transparent. They are in major investments into the deep offshore, which of course is also going to enable the country be able to tap on the resources that we have down in the deep seas. That's just what is happening. And this kind of interaction or engagement that we partake with members of the stakeholders, it also gives us the opportunity to see where we have loopholes in some of the legislations that we have. As long as you need legal framework to work, then interface or engagement with this kind of agencies or organizations will definitely reposition the position of the National Assembly to come up with fine legislations. And where we have existing legal framework like the PIA, and we have the need to fine-tune them, review them, and make them better so that the sector could thrive, then definitely the National Assembly will be poised in doing that.
He further explained that major investments can be transferred to the country through divestment as it will support the tapping of deep offshore resources.
What we just did here is not just a gesture. It is on the point of responsibility. It's the point of duty because going by our statutory mandate as committee and members of the National Assembly, this kind of engagements is quite critical. And like I've always said, whatever we do in terms of interface with the oil and gas sector, major stakeholders, is a kind of a give and take process. And whatever we do also involves a lot of learning process. And through this kind of interface or engagement, the committee will be better placed in terms of discharging our statutory responsibilities. The oil and gas sector undoubtedly remains the major cornerstone of Nigeria's economy. It is from the oil and gas sector that even the budget, the national budget, rests on. So those of us who, on behalf of the National Assembly, chair these relevant committees, it's like we are holding brief for the Nigerian people to see how this sector can actually be given the necessary support to be able to explore some of the vast opportunities of resources that we have inland and outside. And with the global competitiveness and the global practice in the oil and gas sector, legislation is always of very key importance. That's why we have come up with the Petroleum Industry Act. In about 2 years back, we've been able to put that in place. And with the PIA now, most of the things we do are not only competitive in nature, but they are in a way promoting competition. They are also promoting accountability and transparency in the discharge of activities, even among the oil and gas company.
The president of the Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists, NAPE, Abiodun Ogunjobi, has identified increasing energy demand, environmental concerns, and technological breakthroughs as key challenges facing the oil and gas sector. Ogunjobi made the statement during a stakeholders' engagement in Abuja.
Our industry stands as a critical junction, facing both unprecedented challenges and equally exciting opportunities. The global energy landscape is changing, environmental concerns are growing, and the need for innovation and efficiency is greater than ever. It is imperative that we navigate this water with the collective wisdom and concerted effort of all stakeholders to be involved. NAPE has a rich history of advancing technology and knowledge, sharing, playing a critical role in shaping the future of oil and gas industry, both locally and internationally. At NAPE, we firmly believe in collaboration and knowledge sharing, which are the key factors that will drive our progress into the future. By working together, pulling our expertise together, and fostering strong partnership, we can harness collective intelligence to pioneer innovative solutions and address pressing issues facing our industry and the continent's ability to grow human capacity for resource development.
He explained that to address these challenges and improve the economy, the National Assembly and NAPE have collaborated, resulting in the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act. Ogunjobi further noted that over the years, NAPE and various stakeholders have issued communiques on numerous challenges within the sector. These include the 2001 Initiative on Building Indigenous Capacity for the Petroleum Industry and the 2006 Nigerian Content Capacity Building and Utilization Effort, among others.
Among the communiques that have been issued in the past are in one way or the other contributed and supported in government policies and regulation. To mention just a few, the Building Indigenous Capacity for the Nigeria Petroleum Industry was released by NAPE in 2001. The Nigeria Content Capacity Building and Utilization was an outcome of NAPE Special Workshop in 2006. Another special workshop from PIB in 2009, and the Nigeria Content Law Application and Publication in 2010. The last I would like to mention is stimulating upstream investment in the Nigeria Frontier Basin in 2016. These were instrumental in the marginal fee bid round process that came on board in 2003. And equally, the enactment of the Nigeria Oil and Gas Industry Content Act of 2010 were all part of the previous special workshop organized by NAPIC.
The National President, Women in Energy, Oil and Gas, Dr. Oladuni Owo, has urged members of the National Assembly to ensure laws enacted are favorable to stakeholders in the energy sector. She said this in an exclusive interview with Value Chain TV at a stakeholder engagement meeting with the National Assembly in Abuja. Owo noted that the laws enacted by the legislature should acknowledge the interests of the government, industry, academia, and host communities.
It's a step in the right direction, and I'd like to say a big thank you to NAPIC for coming up with this very laudable initiative, or taking on this laudable initiative. It's a very good one, because Nigeria has gotten to that stage, or the industry has gotten to that stage, where we need to ensure we implement what we call the quadruple helix model. So this is an arm of that model. That model, brings together the industry, the academia, the government, and also the community. Legislatures, the laws that will be made would favor everyone across the value chain. Of course, taking a stem from the PIA, the Petroleum Industry Act. So the laws should favor the industry. But while doing that, to make it sustainable, you must ensure that it favors the nation. Make sure it favors even government. Make sure it favors academia, because for the academia, that is the sustainability. And then make sure it favors the host community, because that is the community where all the activities, the industry activities are being carried on. And of course, the women are part of the community, women are part of the industry, women are part of the, the academia, women are part of the entire part of the quadruple helix that I'm referring to.
The federal government has announced plans to invest in made-in-Nigeria vehicles. Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Oluwemimo Joseph, said this during an inspection to Lanre Shetu Motors in Lagos. The Director General affirmed that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed ministers, departments, and agencies to patronize vehicles manufactured or assembled in Nigeria. And that's it on the Value Chain TV News Update. I am S.A. Ufuma. Many thanks for watching.